Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of The Brett Martin Show. This week, we have stand-up comedy from Chris Griffin, Hot Carl's takes, and relationship do's and don'ts. Please welcome your host, Brett Martin.
Thank you. Keep going for Sam, everyone. Exactly. How you doing, Sam?
I'm all right, thanks, Brett. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm not bad.
Good.
Jake, how you doing?
Very well, Brett.
Yeah, good to see you. We got a great show tonight. I'm very excited for it. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm doing fine. Yeah, just ticking along. Can't wait for this whole thing to be over, but I'm excited to be here. Excited you're here. It's going to be
This whole
great.
thing, do you mean the pandemic or the show?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do anything interesting over the last month?
Just waiting for you. That's it. That's all we got.
Yeah. I've been off. I'm pretty sure I got a concussion the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Were you working a little too hard?
No, I hit my head. Have you ever had one?
What?
Have you ever had a concussion?
No, never.
Yeah. Oh, they're pretty fun. It's like being stupid. It's like being really stupid.
Well, I guess I was born concussed.
I thought so. That explains things. Jake, have you ever had any brain injuries?
Yes, Brett.
It's a weird question to ask people if your brain's ever been injured. But yeah, it's weird because you can't see it, right? If you can, then you have a serious brain injury. But yeah. Anyways,
Sorry, what was that?
I don't know. What's going on? How you doing? It's been a while. We got a great show. You know what? We have so much tonight. Do you want to do some jokes?
Absolutely. Let's do some jokes.
Who's ready for some jokes?
Yay.
All right. The Michigan State Legislature passed a bill allowing veterinarians to offer marijuana-based products for pets. Mm-hmm. It's pretty big news. Hey, Jake, I think that would be good for you, too.
I don't have a pet.
Yeah, you still like it. The new law allows access to alternative pain medications, anxiety relief, and for cats to be lazier than ever. That joke wasn't bad.
Not bad at all, Brett.
What would you give it out of 40?
10 paws, so 20. That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, that'd be 40, actually. So,
What?
I think you have a concussion.
Sorry, I've been seeing my vet lately. He's in Michigan.
Did you ever watch Maury Povich?
No.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So it was a great show. Did you ever watch Maury?
Yeah, of course, Brett.
Yeah, it was like the news for me. I watched it every day. But great news about it. 'Cause a board game inspired by the show Maury called You Are Not the Father has been unveiled last month. It's going to be a lot of fun. The developers say the game combines the unpredictability of the TV show along with the horror of finding out you've been cheated on.
I didn't know my dad made a board game.
Your dad cheated on you? See, I'm old school. My girlfriend I just find out by going through her stuff.
And then that's why you don't come back.
That doesn't make any sense. We all have brain injuries today. This joke is, Sam, you drink wine, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah? Because you're an alcoholic, right?
Some would say.
What's your favorite kind of wine?
A Beaujolais.
Yeah? How often do you drink wine, Sam?
I don't want to comment.
Well, we're going to do the intervention after the show. In the meantime, we got this joke. A large winery based out of a municipal sewage plant in Alabama was shut down this week. The operation was discovered following complaints that Wastewater Vineyards 2018 Chardonnay was pretty shitty.
It's a real Chardonnay.
It's not good. This joke here, this is, you know what, the year's young, which Sam is how you like your years, but this is easily my favorite story of, this is great, guys. In Slovakia, a woman performed oral sex on a man robbing a gas station in order to distract him until police arrived. So, you know what, when a joke this good happens, you have more than one punchline. So here we go. Fortunately, police were under a minute away. In a related story, Slovakian gas station robberies are up 700%. We got more. Look how many jokes we have. My God. Brings a whole new meaning to stop or I'll shoot. Brings a whole new meaning to fill her up.
Brings a whole new meaning to full service.
It's a joke that it's like Christmas and whatever month it is now. The suspect's lawyer was surprised the woman knew it was the man's birthday. It's the first time someone has put a gas station wiener in their mouth without puking.
I mean, she's supposed to be siphoning from the tank, right?
She's learning. She gave him a free car wash with it. Friends are unsurprised by her heroism, noting that she's always been quick on her knees. Her husband plans on taking her shoplifting next week. That's usually where I take my girl.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, the woman's self-defense class instructor is currently under investigation. So those are the jokes. We got a lot of show. Let's sit down, Sam.
All right,
Let's
great.
have some fun. All right, well, that was fun. Oh, no. That
We
wasn't
dropped
real.
a grenade.
It wasn't real. It was just a prop. So it's everything's good with you, Sam?
Oh, all is good.
Yeah. It's that's good. Yeah, it's been a bit of a tough time. This there's a pandemic going on now, right?
Some have said, yeah.
It's some call it the plandemic, and those are the there was a rally up the street. There was a whole bunch of people. They ended up converging in the parking lot of the Denny's by my place, and they're
On the West End there?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's
a parking lot?
yeah, in the back, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just a place you got blowjobs when you were horny.
Well, yeah, it's two birds, one stone, and so the trucks were there, and they were dispersing their knowledge there afterwards. It makes sense if you want to learn the truth about these massive issues, you go to the Denny's parking lot. That's where I learn everything. You know what? It's you go to Denny's, man. You learn this stuff every day.
I gotta go back.
That was a good conversation to talk about compassion, because compassion is key. You being there for people at any time, and I always find when you're feeling bad, just you do good things for people. Right?
Absolutely.
Always makes me better, which is why tonight we're going to do some good things for people. We have some relationship advice. So everyone there that's in love, wants to be in love, some tips to make your relationship a little bit better. It's relationship do's and don'ts. You ready?
Relationship do's and don'ts.
Some good tips to make your life better. So
Okay.
Do listen to everything your partner says.
Yes.
Don't do this when you are, because that would just be rude.
It's very rude. Is your girlfriend deaf?
I don't listen to her. Do discuss the future with one another.
Important.
Is key.
Very
you want to know that you have a future together, so to speak. Don't imply being single in said future. It's a bad idea.
Good advice there.
Yeah, like next week, I'm going to be boning hoes. No, don't be saying that.
Wow,
Don't be saying that.
okay.
Unless her
Right.
name's Hose.
In the Denny's parking lot.
This is key, foster a relationship with her family.
It's very important. Yeah.
Because they become family, and you're family to them.
What's yours is mine, and what mine is yours, all that stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Don't hit on her foster brother during dinner.
Miguel?
You know what? He's that guy.
He's hot.
He's got a sparkle in his eyes and his ass. Woo!
Yeah, he works the night shift at Denny's.
Here's the thing. Why is he so hot? That's like, why isn't that something that gets why am I the bad guy? It's so stupid. Do the little things. Mm-hmm. It's key. You got to, every little thing counts is what they say. Don't call this package the little thing. And I know it hurts.
For us, yeah.
It's yeah. Usually it just gets pointed and laughed at. That one just this one makes me sad. I don't ever want to think about this one again.
You're having a hard time there.
Yeah, it just the truth hurts. Anyways, this is key. Tell her you love her every day.
Important.
It's big. Don't follow it up with, but I also love hot dogs.
Yeah, especially at gas station ones, hey?
Hey, you know what? She just wanted to get a big gulp. But you know what? The hot dogs are good. And this is another very important one. You got to be each other's best friend.
Yeah.
It's key. Don't get with each other's best friend.
Amy is pretty hot.
Amy's got it going on, man. But don't do it. It's not a good idea. That is what masturbation is for. This is big. You got to do this one. Remember her birthday.
Very important.
Do you remember when your lady's birthday is?
I have the memory of an elephant.
He does not. Don't tell
Sorry,
her.
I was calling my girlfriend an elephant. That's not. She's got giant ears and a snout that puts me to shame.
And she's scared of mice.
Turns out, yeah.
Don't tell her how much she's aged since her last one. It's not a good idea.
Good advice, though. Yeah.
Even if she has. Even if she looks just brutal. Even
Look how wrinkly your nose is.
Time has taken its toll on you, my dear.
Bar.
Don't do it. You don't do it. You just tell her, you know what? I can still kind of get hard. That's what you do, Yeah. You know what? These are relationship do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
We're making everyone's relationship a lot better. This is another big one. I try to do this one. Do steal a kiss from her every now and then.
I love theft.
It,
I was at a gas station last week. I don't know what happened.
it's so rewarding these days. But you don't do, steal her MasterCard. Do not do that.
No.
No, Visa, that's what you steal. Higher credit limit. Do understand no one's perfect.
That's right.
It's especially not me. I'm what they say 0 out of 10.
Yes.
But don't get so mad at me for hitting on your foster brother during dinner.
Miguel.
I'm not perfect, all right? He is, but not me. So I did my best.
Great abs.
He was looking at eating ribs. How am I supposed to not get hard?
Wow.
Do put in an effort.
Yeah.
Don't call being together an effort.
Even if it is.
And it usually is, but
Yeah.
you don't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
This is one of those understood, an understood fact. Unspoken truth is what they call it? I don't
What's the
know.
next do?
This, Sam, that was a good do. I was doing a don't. Do encourage her to spend time with her friends.
Yeah.
You don't want codependency. You want to be separate people being together.
Exactly.
Don't ask her if Alicia was there, and if so, what was she wearing? Do you have pictures? Oh my God, was Julie there too?
Good advice.
You know, because if you do that, it was what they call in the business a tell.
Was Miguel there?
No, you know where Miguel is. You've been following his Facebook. Do give her a cute pet name like Babe.
Yes.
Did she give you a cute pet name?
No.
What do you get called? Hey! That's pretty cute. Don't call her Babe the Pig.
Oink, oink.
It's not a cute. The movie was cute, but
Did you know that pigs have corkscrew penises?
No.
My girlfriend
I thought
didn't
it was a
either
tail.
until we hooked up for the first time. And I brought out the pig dildo. You know, like, you want to play with this? She's
Is that what
like,
you call your cock these days?
yeah, exactly. It for some reason it has 2 holes. It's very squat. It looks like a snout.
Are you confusing a pig penis with a pig tail?
Oh man.
Why do these pigs have these back cocks going on?
No wonder I got suspended in grade 8 for my presentation on pigs. That was just like, wow. Okay.
You do eat a lot of bacon. Do understand traditional gender roles are a thing of the past.
And a thing of right now, if you're in my household.
No, Sam. It's the 20 nows, okay? There's no more gender roles. Don't react to her being tired by saying, so when will the dishwasher start working again?
I don't know. Yeah, she's been with her family for weeks and won't tell me when she's coming home, and the dish has been piling up.
And the vacuum's broken too. Last but not least,
Okay.
Do clean up if she made dinner.
Very important.
You know what? It's just about sharing responsibilities.
It kind of links to the previous one. Absolutely.
That it does. Don't tell her you clean because your hand hurts and then proceed to hit Miguel while she's cleaning. You'll hear about it, man. You'll just keep hearing about it.
Yeah.
Those are the do's. No, I think we did a lot of good for everyone.
There was a lot there for sure.
You know what? Everyone is going to be making love tonight thanks to these. We have a great show tonight.
We do.
Looking forward to everything. Let's bring up our first guest. You ready for our first guest?
Well, I think, of course, yeah. But first, you got to go take your hair club for men appointment, right?
Yeah, I've got these pills. I'm just going to pop and see what happens. And then while you guys are laughing, I'm going to see the results. But this our first guest, a very, very funny man. Travels all across North America. Been to the Winnipeg Comedy Festival. You can hear him on Sirius XM Radio. Most importantly, you can see him right now. Please welcome the hilarious Chris Griffin.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, this feels like home. This is good. This is a Zoom show, but with an audience of 4, which is better than anything I've done for a year. So thank you at home for tuning in as well. Instead of doing a full stand-up, I'm gonna tell you my favorite Zoom story that's ever happened to me, because I just live on Zoom now. Between like working, day jobs, night shift, comedy shows, it's just all on Zoom. So this is when Zoom was invented, which is probably 4 years ago, but don't Google that. It was sometime in my life it was invented. I have a good friend. I live here in Vancouver. Good comedian friend. His name's Chris Gordon. Very funny guy. Google him after you watch this show. He said, hey, I'm coming through Vancouver. I'm going to do a show up in Whistler, which if you don't know is like an hour up the mountain. He's like, well, I got a hotel room. We'll get 2 beds. We'll black out. We'll slay some snatch. Play some Switch, Mario Kart and, have a good time. He's like, come open for me. So I'm like, yeah, great. Only problem was next morning, 10 a.m., I had this very important Zoom, for the first time ever on Zoom, presentation to a bunch of executives. So I'm like, oh man, how can I make this work? And I said, okay, well, what we'll do, instead of waking up early and driving back, I will just call into the meeting, say my camera's busted, do the presentation. That's all they want to see anyway. Get out, we're good. So perfect plan. So we do the show goes amazing. After the show, we go to a bar. At this other bar, the dude that owns it ends up knowing us both independently. He's like, I can't believe you both are here. He's like, this is insane. We're going to have some beers. We're going to do shots. What do you guys want? And we're like, oh, yeah, man, just a beer, whatever you bring. And then he's just bringing them up. And I was like, fuck, do you know this dude? And Gordon's like, nah, never met. Still don't know who that guy was, but great guy. And I don't know how he's alive, because if I owned a bar myself, in 1 week, I would be bankrupt and dead. Me opening the bar would be a 7-day funeral for myself, and on the 7th day, I would die, and that would be the funeral, and it would be an open casket. And then I would just be laying in the casket, looking actually not too bad, and everyone would pay their respects to me and go sit at a table, and at the end, it would be revealed that that's not my body, but a lifelike cake. And then everyone would share the cake together and eat my body, and while they're distracted with that, someone would throw my actual corpse off from the rafters onto the table below, reminding everyone of the fact that in 1998, the Undertaker threw Mankind off Hell in a Cell 16 feet below into an announcer's table. Google it. Anyway, I hope there's one wrestling nerd watching that gets that joke, because it's a long one for nothing. Anyway, so we get blackout. So I remember the last thing, we're back at the hotel. He's at his bed, and I'm just setting my alarm. Meeting's at 10 a.m. for 9:58 a.m. I'm like, that's all I need. 2 minutes, give my head a shake, get into meeting mode. And miraculously, I did wake up at 9:58 a.m., still drunk. So I'm like, okay, I'll jump in the shower. That'll wake me up. It does. It helps a little bit. But then I look at my phone. It's 10:02. Now I'm late for the meeting. No time really to dry off. Put on my Ninja Turtle pajama pants, jump on the bed, open the laptop, click join Zoom meeting, and immediately 8 high-definition boxes pop up. Bap, 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 bap. And 7 of those 8 boxes had this exact same reaction. It was terror and confusion, like, ah! And then followed by laughter. Like, ha! Like, imagine you're at home alone, showering, and then something hits the shower curtain, and you're like, ah! And you open it, but it's a puppy. And you're like, oh, that was the reaction. But the 8th box had just sheer terror and confusion. And that 8th box, the idiot wasn't wearing a shirt. And that 8th box was me. Because Zoom, for whatever reason, when it was invented, they're like, hey, here's a feature that everyone will want. Just automatic cameras on. Who the fuck? The only people on earth that would want that feature are those weird couples that invite you over to their house for dinner and then go fuck in the bedroom with the door open. Those are the only cycles that want this feature. So I go, oh my God. So I close the laptop, I flip it upside down, I turn to Chris Gordon, who's in the other bed beside me, and I go, Gordon, I just called into my meeting shirtless. And he goes, live your life, bro. And then as he says that, I can realize the meeting is still happening. So Zoom is also like, hey, even if the laptop's closed, let's keep this thing going. So now, these people, I realize that they've heard me say that, so I throw the headset. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Because keep in mind, these executives thought I was going to be presenting. They thought I was at work. And instead, they see me join the call shirtless, dripping wet, in a hotel bed, turn to the dude beside me, for all they know is in the bed, and say, I just called into my meeting shirtless, and him say, live your life, bro. So now I'm like, I can't, what am I? And then Gordon's like, look, man, don't freak out too much. He's like, just grab that Sharpie on my desk, join back into the meeting, start drawing a suit on. And I'm like, man, that's actually not a bad idea. And then he's like, I was like, wait, what else you got? And he's like, hey, we'll call this the Sam Tonning. He's like, join in the call with your shirt back on, but he's like, but take your pants off. And as the meeting goes on, just lower it. They'll forget you ever had your shirt off. And I was like, oh, that's actually not bad. Well, I don't think I'd probably do that. And he's like, okay, that's what we'll do. On the way back, we'll just drive to work now, a couple hours, and then we'll stop at one of those novelty stores, and we'll get one of those novelty beach shirts with like the torso revealed, and just be like, no, I wasn't shirtless. I was just wearing my favorite shirt. And I was like, man, that's actually the best plan we got. But those shirts, I'm like, are ripped dudes that are tanned. They don't have middle-aged pasty guy. So I was like, and this is the plan I came up with. This is what I actually did. I just didn't go to work. I didn't go to work that day. I didn't go to work Thursday. I didn't go to work Friday. And then on Monday, I went to work and just showed up like nothing happened. And it worked. I remember in high school, my football coach, Delugio, he would always say, he'd go, Griffin, if you're going to make a mistake and you're going to make it on the field, make it at 100% and I won't give you shit. And it brought to life that lesson. Because if you're listening out there and you're young, this is the life lesson. If you're going to fuck up in life, just do it so monumentally, on such a ridiculous scale that it is more uncomfortable for the people to correct you on the behavior than it is just to pretend it never happened. Because I went to work, nobody said anything. In fact, I still work that day job to this day. 4 out of those 7 executives still work there too, and not one has ever brought it up. Not in passing, not nothing. In fact, I'd be, likely to believe that it never even occurred, except for 2 facts. 1, Chris Gordon was there to witness the whole thing, so he knows that. And 2, on her last day, Anna, the head of HR, quit 2 years ago, and I said, goodbye, Anna, have a great thing. And I'm like, any advice? And she just held me, hugged me close, and she just said, yeah, live your life, bro. Okay, thank you guys so much.
Chris, that was very funny stuff, man.
Thank you, man.
Good to see you. First off, great wisdom there at the end about fucking up so large.
Yeah.
Yes.
That because I kind of have experience with like our last show here. I just didn't show up.
Oh, really?
Now, and I didn't let anyone know that I wasn't going to show up. I just didn't show up, and they were calling me and everything, and who knows where I was. But I fucked up so large that by the time I did show up, that they weren't mad at me. They were worried for me.
Oh, that's good. Well, you know they care about you. Yeah, I thought they were going to say they just replaced you.
That's
what.
what.
Showed us one.
They did. The worst part is the show was very good.
Yeah.
So I knew tonight I had to be on my A game, and frankly I think I'm probably going to get booted. But yeah, it was to be hugged when really I should have been like, "What the fuck's your problem?" So it was very, very true.
Yeah, it works.
And second, I have another question for you. Is do you often go to people's houses where they invite you over and then just go start fucking in the the bedroom with the door open?
Like twice it's happened with different. Yeah, and both times they're like swinger.
Where was this?
One in Cranbrook.
Oh, they wanted you to join.
Yeah, I think it's the. Well, they told me after. They were like,
yeah.
well, they're like, it's up to you if you join. But one was like a party of several people, and then one was just a couple that's like, oh, are you in the lifestyle? And I was
like, which one? Like,
Yeah.
like eating dinner?
Gotta work out. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, maybe a bit, but neither of them warning. Like neither of them any like, hey, we're gonna go, nothing. Like I was, and the one was like a sex party that happened. I'd hung out at a party at their house with a bunch of other couples, and it didn't happen. It was just a normal hangout. So I went back another time, and then it just like slowly, I was like, oh, okay. People just like that one wasn't even. It started in the room, then it just went into the living room, and then it went back into the room. But I didn't. Both times I didn't.
Did they ever serve food, or was that it? Like there's.
No, the couple one was a food thing that like that I don't know. Maybe I was giving signs that I was into. I don't know.
What did you do? Like
That's what I wanted to say in the bit,
yeah.
like because I just thought of, but it's like, should I leave? Like because that was my thought. I'm
You
like,
just mix
I
a
just
drink
waited.
and
Yeah,
watch
I just
TV?
waited. Yeah, just drank and they,
Yeah, turn the TV. Like, I'm here, guys, whenever you're done.
yeah.
We'll talk about football. You guys like football? Oh, you're busy.
The party when it started happening, like people just started doing, and it was 4 girls, 4 guys, and then
And then you.
and then just a dude here, and then the 4 girls started doing stuff, and it was like, oh, this is crazy, and then the dudes were just like pacing kind of in circles. And there was one guy in particular, like the Sam Tawny of the group. I'm like, this guy's gonna pull his dick out. He's gonna. I'm like, you're gonna do it. And I literally got distracted for a second. Came back and he's just like, big old dick out. And then they all.
Well, so he's not really the Sam Tawny.
Yeah, massive penis. And then they all just started banging. And it was. But it was hilarious because I was pretty drunk. So I just started heckling their banging. Like I was like, oh, look at this. And then the one girl's like, get in here and trying to take my pants off, but I'm too shy to do that.
You'll just stay at the party for a while.
Just watch,
roast
right?
everyone.
Yeah.
Well, you can't roast people and then also, not crush it. So anyway, it was a lot. Like I just maybe have had some prep, but too much social anxiety.
In Cranbrook, of all places.
I know. I'm still friends
That must
with
have
a couple.
smelled.
Yeah, it smelled
You know,
great.
it's
Yeah, that was the best part of it.
Can you
I think
imagine-
they even acknowledged that. And then I think they eventually all just moved into the bedroom because we're like, hey, we're making this guy come.
Like, there's nothing else to do here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walmart's closed at 9. What are we going to do?
I know.
So, and another question, in your set there, you talked about like you had your day gig and then your night gig.
Yeah.
Like, are these two different things, or what do you have, like Batman at night, or what do you?
Yeah, night gig's a smaller. Yeah, that's and then comedy, and then
That's the night gig.
night gig is mostly comedy and comedy related. It's just like a thing I'll get together, write some things, and then and then day gigs. It's the same job. I've been there 6 years or something like that. Yeah,
That's crazy to have that kind of stability.
Yeah, and then in that job too, because this I don't know if this is this is something that because in the job, unlike comedy, we get benefits.
A what?
Yeah,
Yes.
I know, because we were just talking before this of a comedians, with teeth problems, like it's a problem because you don't get any benefits. You gotta work that in. So, but I never take advantage of them. Obviously, I'll go to the dentist, but other than that, and we have I looked through it finally for the first time in 7 years, and it was like you could get $500 for therapy, $500 for this and that, and I started reading through all this stuff. And I was like, that was my New Year's resolution this year. I'm going to take advantage of all of these benefits. And then one was, what said Botox. And I was like, I'm like, I'm 39, I'm getting older. And my whole life, since I was 8, I have these like massive axe wound anger lines
yeah.
that people always think I'm pissed, but I'm not. Like I'm generally rarely ever pissed. So I was like, how do I, maybe I could get rid of these things. Then people will think, I'm happy and it would reflect how I feel on the inside. So I went and made an appointment to the thing, and the lady, and it was like a fancy place where everyone had Botox. Like it was like a bizarre, like even, and the receptionist is like 20, and she's just like, yeah, I can't move my face. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, but she's like, so I went in for the consultation, and the lady's like, look, she's like, that's going to take a lot of work. That's going to take probably a couple years and some filler, because that's like a lot of, whatever. So she's like, we could do it now if you want. And I was like, yeah, and let's get it. She's like, so we'll go like this. We'll freeze this part, and then in like 2 weeks, it should. But she's like, then you got to be careful because sometimes the rest of your muscles will overcompensate. So you might have to come back in and do that. She's like, are you fine with needles? Like, totally fine. So she gives me we just do it right there then. And she's like, it won't hurt too much.
You do it like the swingers thing, or the?
Yeah.
Just go into the other room and start.
And she was like, look, she's like, I'm 40 something. She's like, how old do I look? And like, I can't even move my face. But I was like, well, I don't know, you look 40 with Botox. But no, she did look good. Like her skin was definitely smooth. So I was like, let's do that. So then he pumped it, and the first few was normal, and then that last one, it's like I could feel the poison go into my brain, and I started having this like freak out thing where I could tell she was like, oh God, she's like, lean back, like you guy must
We put $600 worth in. Oh no.
I know. And then she's like, you look pale or something like that. So then leans me back, gets me like a juice box and gummy bears.
Jesus.
And she's like, yeah, it's the vasovagal response. And I was like, okay, vag, like I get what you're doing.
it's
Like
pretty
we're
funny.
prairie boys. We know when we're getting roasted. Same,
She's
on
calling
the
you
island.
face pussy.
The
I get
Nanaimo,
the
though?
Vaseline reference though.
Oh yeah, dude. But good job, Sam. But the Nanaimo's like the prairies too.
Yeah, the island's
it's a disaster.
shit.
So she's like, yeah, it's a thing. People have it to needles. So then I'm like, all right, I'm fine.
Yeah, they become huge pussies in the face.
I know. She's like, well, you already have 2 vaginas on your face, so maybe this will help relieve that. And then I'm like, all right. So I'm like, no, I'm fine. And I did feel okay. I felt horrible for a second, like I was gonna puke, like it was like the worst, like everything at once. But then I felt totally fine. So I go up to the front, and then the lady's like, yeah, it'll be $567, which I was like, oh my God, like thank God this thing's covered. But then as she's saying that, it's just like instant tunnel vision gone. I was like, oh man. So I'm like, I got to sit down, and there was the lobby chairs. So I went, sat there, and then put my head, I was like, oh, I felt even worse that time.
Oh.
And then I'm like, oh, I died. Like I was just dead. And I was like in heaven. Like I literally was like, oh, I'm dead. And then I was like, no, I'm still alive, because I could hear like faint voices. And I was like, I've just blacked out and I'm in the hospital. And based on their panic, I'm like, I've done something bad. Like I don't know, I've robbed a bank or I've lost an arm. Like it was like this is not good. And then I kind of came to and I was like, no, I'm on the floor in the lobby of the Botox place. So I guess I'd passed out. And then the original nurse lady, she's like, oh my God, is he okay? I knew that was going to happen.
And look how mad he is.
She's like, is he okay? And she's like, did he hit his head? And the receptionist is like, no, I watched him fall. And my head's throbbing. Like, and then so the lady's like, okay, we got to get the blood going. So she's like, grabs under my legs and is like thrusting them into my chest like I'm a child. And she's like, is this? And I'm like, can you stop? And
Do you do this to children, dude?
I don't know. Yeah.
Why do you think they have juice boxes and gummy bears?
Yeah, I know.
Like, come on.
And then she's like, is this hurting? And I'm like, no, it's just embarrassing. Like, there's like 8 people around me now. And then she's like, did you hit your head? She said you didn't. And my eyes like, fully swelling shut. And then I was like, no, I did hit my head, and I think I hit it on the chair and somewhere else. So then, thank God, somehow I got up and then felt better after, got back home, double checked the benefits and submit the receipt, not covered. It's only it's only Botox for like if you have an overactive bladder or something. And I was like, man. Yeah, and then I went to counseling, which we also get $500 for, talked about that, laughed about the experience, got that check submitted, also not covered because she was a clinical counselor, not a clinical psychologist.
Oh, no.
And the lines are still here. And it's it's frozen now.
But now it's actual anger this time.
So yeah, that's what, I don't know.
Wow.
So what I'm hearing is you're recommending Botox.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, like, I can't move. Can you tell? Like, I can't move this. I can't scrunch this. So I think they used to be
Oh, I thought
way
you had a stroke.
Bell's palsy.
Oh.
Bell's palsy. I did have that before, too.
Did you have that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you have that and then not have it?
Yeah, but it was one of my first jokes I ever wrote because it happened right when I started comedy. But the doctor was literally like, "Hey, it's a virus. We don't know what causes it. It'll probably be better in 2 weeks, but if not, it's forever."
Jesus Christ.
You're like, "Okay, cool."
That's
the most
a
stressful
laid-back
2 weeks.
doctor. I like that.
I know.
Listen, you're either good or you're not.
Yeah, it was a stressful 2 weeks.
Oh, that's
but
you're-
it mostly came back. But my face is asymmetrical. I think if you look like from that, I think.
Not gonna.
Maybe it always was. Yeah, you don't have to look into my eyes.
No, now I'm gonna just keep staring at your face.
Just for these cameras. Yeah.
No, your face looks normal, Chris.
Thanks. I don't think so, but
Is it the
thank you.
Gorilla Glue you're using?
Yeah, I know, to glue them apart. Please stop.
So have you been enjoying the pandemic?
Yeah, it's been a good time. I mean, I'm an introverted kind of dude. I mean, I still like to go out, have drinks and hang out, but then I like to, do that exact opposite. So I got married right as it happened, and yeah, so that's...
It's a good way to test a relationship right off the gun.
Yeah, we went right into it. Yeah, we were together 6 weeks and then got married, and then just spent a year in quarantine. Yeah, and not really any fights, so it's been...
That works
been
great.
good, yeah.
There you go. That's a good sign. So what's been the best part of the pandemic, the worst part of the pandemic for you?
The best thing I think was it allowed me to kind of pull back in life. So I laid off the booze for 3 months. I ran every day. So I kind of did some mental work and took this because comedy, you guys know, is just like endless travel. And like I was I would go like 40 out of the 52 weeks of the year. So it's just always something, even if it's 2 weeks away, you're thinking about it, it's something to plan for, it disrupts your life. So it kind of, let me just chill and like live life normal. Got really caught up on my day job for the first time in 6 years.
I thought you were going to say daytime soaps for a second.
Yeah, I know. Those two. Yeah.
One life to live.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. But I guess the worst part is, just missing comedy. I do miss that. Like, this is the best time I could ever have in life.
It's amazing how much not having it is like it's all I did basically in my life, so I miss it terribly. And this is great. We have this, but I can't wait. Like, can everyone just please wear a mask so we can start doing what we do?
Yeah, I know.
That's I miss it quite a bit. So you have some comedy stuff coming up, do you not?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I had an album thing all planned. I was going to do the recording for it, and then COVID shut that down. That was an 800-pound gorilla, so. I'm still, we're looking to get that going as soon as the world picks up. I still had some other dates, but it was like COVID spaced, where it was like, I think Rumors in Winnipeg, which is usually like 260 people, and then there was like 18 because
And you got a door deal, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I record it, but I'm like, this just doesn't. I don't want to do this. Like, I want to go back to the old days. So I don't know how long that's going to take to happen again. But
I'm not an epidemiologist or an expert in anything, but my guess is, but this time next year we'll be doing like shows.
no, that's how I feel too. Yeah,
I think
we'll
they'll
ease
be
it through the fall.
reduced, though. Reduced capacity.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while before they really, like,
Yeah.
let 80 people into an enclosed space.
But what a great excuse! Like, it's not that I'm not a draw; it's that there's this goddamn disease.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm turning 40 in 3 months, and I'm like, I just won't be
You
able to
made
invite
it
all my
almost.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
It's
tell my wife if it wasn't for COVID, boy.
this
Dude,
place would be
hundreds,
just
yeah.
hopping full of people, and they'd be laughing. The little. Oh God, yeah, I miss comedy. It's good to see you, Chris. I miss you. It's always great to see a comic because it's funny. Like I don't know about you, but I definitely took it for granted. Like seeing everyone, like everyone. But now I see you guys, I'm like, oh my God, it's you. So
Yeah, I know.
very good to see you again. I hope everything's well with you. Make sure. Where can the crowd learn more about you?
Yeah, I'm so bad at social media, but just like at Christopher, which doesn't even make sense as the handle. But if you can find that, good luck. Yeah.
And it's on Parlor.
Yeah, Parlor.
Yeah, I got banned from Parlor.
Did you?
Yeah.
For what?
My extreme views.
Oh, really? You're too
Wait, so
far.
like a universal health care?
No.
You went the other way.
Yeah.
Hard right.
Too right for Parlor.
Yeah.
That-
Too right for the Mandalorian.
That joke went nowhere. I would have thought. See, maybe it's a good thing comedy is around because I really stand by that joke. I'm going to grind it down.
Yeah.
So check him out. His album will be out when the world is normal again.
Yeah.
He's a very funny man. Do you have a website?
Yeah, Chris Griffin, comedian.com.
Any last words of
on
you
there.
want to share with the world for?
Just follow your hearts. And yeah, if you're going to fuck up, do it at full speed.
With the door open and invite everyone to join.
Regardless
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Griffin. Thanks for joining us, Chris. Well, Chris sure was funny, was he
Oh,
not?
he's so good.
He's he knows what he's doing with the comedy.
Great guy on the road, too.
I've never gone on the road with him.
Yeah. He shows up on time,
Oh yeah, I don't think that we get
disappears the whole night. It comes, ready to go in the morning. So, hey, there you go.
invite you to parties. The doors are open. Did you walk in my room for a bit there? I got Chris Gordon on the bed. But speaking of funny, this guy is hilarious. You know him, you love him. The news, you know what? There's a lot going on in the news
Yeah,
today.
who better to tell us about it?
There's only one man that can help break it all down for us. It's the one, the only. It's Carl Turnbull with Hot Carl's Takes.
Hot Carl's Takes. We love it.
All right, let's start off with U.S. politics. There was shocking news. Bob Dole has announced that he has stage 4 lung cancer. And in other shocking news, Bob Dole is still alive. This man is clinging to life like it's a Bic pen. Trump was acquitted for the second time. Fun fact, Trump is the first president in the history of the United States to get off twice without the help of an intern. At this point, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats have missed more shots than the child of an anti-vaxxer. I gotta say, America's in trouble. America is in trouble. America has become angrier, more violent, and bloodier than my bowel movements after I eat Chipotle. Yeah, I go there, I go, hey, give me that burrito bowl and then I'll hit your bowl. I hit the rim more than Ben Simmons shooting a three-pointer. America is truly lost. America, I would say, has lost the plot, like me sitting down and watching a Christopher Nolan movie. Personally, nothing says the state of America like the Gorilla Glue woman. She now has over 800,000 followers, and now she has a top Hollywood agent. Sure, that's great, but she can never say again, not in my hair. Like, who the hell, 800,000 followers, who the hell is rushing to hear advice from this lady, you know? Like, what kind of words of wisdom is she doling out? Like, hey, ladies, if you leak while you laugh, try Flex Seal. Oh. Unfortunately for America, they have Joe Biden at the helm, and Joe Biden's a little bit of a creep. This guy has sniffed more children than an excited puppy at the playground. And the guy's not there. He's not fully there. I was watching CNN's Town Hall, and I was watching him speak. This guy couldn't put together a coherent sentence. Biden makes Gary Busey sound like Patrick Stewart. A taco truck in Texas is handing out free tacos to seniors trapped by the cold weather. Great, if Texas didn't have enough burst pipes. When hearing of this taco truck's generosity, Ted Cruz wanted to help out, and he said, "Hey, you know where they serve great tacos? Cancun!" All right, what's worse than Ted Cruz? New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. He's in trouble right now for obstructing federal investigators from their investigation into why he placed COVID-19 positive patients into nursing homes. If you know, New York State leads the nation in nursing home deaths. The fact is, nothing Cuomo says or will do will distract from the horror of knowing he has pierced nipples. Yeah. Andrew Cuomo has killed more elderly people than falling down. All right, speaking of home, here in BC, Bonnie Henry has once again said restrictions might continue. For the past year now, I've had to listen to Bonnie Henry say we're almost there, just a little bit more. We're so close. Stay the course. If we don't, we risk losing everything. I, for one, don't know if she's talking about the COVID restrictions or man's lifelong struggle with the female orgasm. All right, that's my time. It's been Carl's Takes. Good night.
Wow, I learned so much.
I'm a better man for that.
I am too, yeah.
I'm ready to take on the world. Well, it's been a fun show.
It has.
It's good to be back.
It is.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, me too.
I hope you have a great snow day.
You know, the snow and I don't get along too well, right? It's usually too white for my liking, but, you win some, you lose some. I can't wait for it to be a couple more weeks when it's all slushy, dark goodness.
Jake, good to see you again. Have a good, until the next show, enjoy the snow. Brian, fix your pants, for God's sake. Actually, you know what, Brian? Don't fix your pants.
Don't, yeah.
Keep it as it is. Everyone at home, stay safe, be well,
Thank
take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Good night.
Okay, bye. I love theft.